Hello, everyone. Welcome to the next episode of Files in May. Today we're down Jordan. I can't remember the reason.
He's dead.
He's dead. He's just dead. Rest in
He's
peace,
dead.
Jordan.
But he'll be better in a few weeks.
He
called that. He called that in advance, though, which is very considerate.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
He told us last week after we shut off the stream, I think.
Excuse me, fast food workers. If you're gonna die, fucking call in.
Exactly. Like, how
Yeah.
the fuck dare you?
Or if you
Prize
work
and
at
fast food worker.
a package handling corporation that I will not specify.
Definitely
but
not.
Amazon.
But it rhymes with Bamazon.
Big River Online.
I don't want to have to do your shit. I already have my own shit.
I want to get started, but I'm wondering why the music isn't starting. Hello?
We need some music. I can beatbox for us for the next 3 hours.
Hello? Funny?
Oh, there it is.
Fucking walk past Badger and be like, "What are you doing?"
Training to be a bard.
Oh.
Yeah, can I be Eric? Can I be a bard who only beatboxes?
Sure.
Adam.
Yeah.
But explain to me how you would do anything
While still being a Kenku.
while still being a Kenku.
Yeah.
Oh
You
my
just-
god. Alright, well,
They call me out for stealing all my lyrics from better artists, but I have no other choice.
You just go around being like that guy out of Police Academy.
Oh yeah.
So anyway,
For all you
Let's-
children out there, Police Academy,
Movie.
the movie.
It happened.
It's a website that you can go to.
are we good now?
This is garbage. This is garbage. I'm terrible.
Don't.
I've got like 5 days to finish my costumes.
Oh, gotcha.
I'm a little stressed.
I understand.
Sewing machine broke down, so I'm not finishing mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay, Luke. You're just a regular old failure. Don't be so easy on yourself. Anyway, Sous Chef's face. I'm like, excuse me.
Luke getting bullied here.
Indignant on Luke's behalf.
Anyway,
I'm
last
just
we
trying
left
to eat
off,
my trail mix in peace.
the Pythons took some time to familiarize themselves with the city, did some shopping, and eventually, after spending some time to their own devices, regrouped at the Vagabond, where they discussed their next course of action and the next steps that they want to take in their adventures together. I don't really believe a whole lot happened too much. Nay kind of went into a panic attack several times,
Got
trying
fucking drunk as fuck.
trying to figure out anything about the first being the one true entity that started everything, and then eventually got absolutely hammered. At which point the party brought her to her room, stayed up a little longer, and then eventually retired. I will say, just before we go ahead and go to the next day, did anyone think of anything they wanted to do before bedtime?
Is the what was it? The smithy still potentially open? Did I see that?
At this time of night, probably not.
Okay then. Not really. Just gonna stay up a bit, drink and eat.
Okay.
I would like to check all of the pockets on my new vest to see if there is anything in them.
Give me an investigation check. And let me get my phone real quick, which was right behind me on my bed. Because efficiency, we're all about efficiency on this stream.
18.
18. Okay. So you go ahead and begin kind of going through each pocket. I'll say you find 3 loose gold pieces amongst the 100 pockets.
Alright. And then I'm going to spend some time in the evening fiddling with my new boxes to kind of get used to working with them.
Okay.
And then I'm going to get ready for the morning job
Okay.
that I'm going to slip out early for.
Okay, sounds good. Anyone else? Alrighty. So as everyone gets to rest, Badger, you were the first to awaken as you finish your trance. Probably around 1, 2 in the morning.
Okay. Yeah, and then once it's, she said a little bit before dawn. So yeah, we probably want to get this thing done before dawn. I'll go maybe 3 hours before dawn and go to meet up with her.
Okay. All right. So as you make your way out, you said you're coming a couple hours before dawn.
Yep.
All right. So let's say about 30-ish minutes after you get there, you'll see Treya show up. She is not dressed in her usual attire. She is dressed in much darker clothing, kind of arms crossed, kind of tapping her finger.
I'm leaving one of the boxes in my room and bringing one with me so I can do the old switcheroo if I need to.
Right, so she'll say, she looks at you. So after this is done, you're going to tell your boss I'm done with him. You understand?
Right. Understood.
You're going to need this, by the way. She'll start going into a bag off to her side and say, I need you to disrobe.
Right.
And she'll hand you over a set of clothing.
And I will get changed into it right there.
All right. So as you start putting on the outfit, you notice that it is filled with equipment that you would see for a naturalist: shears, a hoe, shovel, seeds. It's just different attire.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So there's two ways we can approach this. Either you want to go inside, and either you can go inside, and I can stay out. We can both go inside, or I can go ahead of you and just make sure the coast is clear. There's going to be guards posted outside that we're going to have to go past, but other than that, around this time of day, there's usually not going to be too much traffic inside. However you want to work.
Is this a time of day what these naturalists usually head in at, or will we seem a bit out of place?
Sometimes if you're on the night shift, but we should be fine. She actually goes into her pocket and pulls out. You see that she has a small card, barely bigger than her palm, and you can see it's an identification card, and it actually has her name on it.
All right. Will I need one of them to get in
As
as
long
well?
as you're with me, you should be fine, unless they've changed
Right.
the rules in the past day.
I'm thinking probably the best way would be the two of us to go in together. That way, if anything happens, we've got each other's back.
All right,
Get us
couple
both
things
out.
as you guys kind of begin walking towards it. She'll say a couple things. Number one, after you get in there, you're going to be assigned with an escort. They're going to be keeping a close eye on you, so I really hope you can hide things away quickly. I'll do my best to kind of keep attention off of you. Secondly, and I really hope we don't run into this, there are several plants in there that you do not want to touch. Specifically, there's one that is, let me pull my notes. Specifically, there is a blue and white flower that you see that has extended buds from its middle. Do not get close to it. Inhaling its spores could lead to extreme breathing complications. It's usually out of the way, so I don't foresee that being an issue.
Is this place a bunch of flowers naturally grow here, or is this more of like a greenhouse where it's cultivated?
It's cultivated. So the
Right.
blue flower is more used as, once it's refined and brought down, it can be used to help to cure stages of paralysis. But in its raw form, it can be extremely dangerous, and they only allow their most experienced to deal with it.
Right.
The heart tracer tends to grow within patches of other red flowers. They're mostly harmless, but if they touch your bare skin, you can expect to have a rather violent rash for the next week. Trust me, I know from personal experience.
Anything I need to know for harvesting one of these art tracers without damaging it?
a couple things actually. So, number one, the stems are extremely sensitive. Those clippers that you have, as she points to set in your smock, are specially designed in order to help with these kinds of things. However, you need to be extremely delicate. Again, I hope you have dexterous fingers.
Yep.
The second thing is the petals as well are very sensitive. Even just grazing one can end up breaking them, and if you do that, then the flower is pretty much useless. The whole thing needs to be intact in order for it to have the same potency. And finally, just make sure that when you do cut the flower, you do it inconspicuously, and as inconspicuous a spot as possible, since they will check in the morning to make sure everything is good. And if they notice that, well, that could lead to problems.
Right.
Anyway, she'll begin kind of leading you over to the area that you had seen before, at more the base of the giant hill that is the exorcism. And as she approaches, you see 2 guards posted. Both of them look fairly tired, seemingly just on the edge of having their shift relieved to go home. One is male, one is a tiefling. One is a male human, one is a male tiefling, and as you approach, they'll say, excuse me? What's your business this time of night? And Treya will step up with her badge. She'll take it, look at it, she'll say, we got a call that apparently there was some late night work that needed to be done. I was told to escort. And check for her. Guard will kind of look at her. Very well. I'll go ahead and show you inside. He'll hand her back the badge and walk with both of you in. As you enter, immediately you're almost assaulted by the smells of both the dampened earth and just the overwhelming aroma of the different flowers that you see in here. You see a couple toward the front that have these sort of odd green petals to them with a white bulb in the middle that, when you kind of take a closer look at it, almost seems to perpetually give this very soft, in just the bulb, just gives this very kind of soft vibration, just like that. As you continue on, you actually start to see, as you're just peeking out of your peripheries, there are some roots that seem to be just kind of meandering their way across the walls here, and it's not like you're going straight, and as a matter of fact, it's almost like you take an immediate dive downward. As you begin cautiously making your way down, and the guard even watches your step. Oh, go ahead. Do you want to say something?
While I'm in here, do I have that same feeling of goosebumps that I had outside in the crater?
Yes, but not as yes, yeah. But
okay.
in the immediate area when you enter, it's very much more of that ambient sensation. But as you begin kind of making your way down, it becomes more of that sort of chalk in your mouth feel that is very uncomforting. As you begin making your way down, you can see basically almost like it's sectioned off. The second section that you see is just these very beautiful, yellow and black petaled flowers that give off this very, very alluring aroma to them, almost like a very, very sweet honey like aroma, and it's very pleasant as you walk past. And it's actually almost, you kind of feel yourself starting to turn your head as if almost captivated, but Treya will kind of hit you in the leg, and you'll snap back, begin walking out, and we can continue walking. As you make it down about 30 feet under, you come into a large room. You can see that toward the far wall, there are two sets of flower beds. One appears to be this very dark black almost flower, bud itself is also black. The stem is this very odd mixture of purple and brown, and there are these jagged sets of thorns that come out, and the leaves themselves almost look sharp. immediately next to them, not a flower, but you see what looks like a small herb patch with these very odd-looking green and blue herbs that are just kind of haphazardly sprouting out of the ground here. Toward the closer wall as you enter, there is a toward the left is what you very quickly discern to be just herbs that are used more in for like healing salves. And immediately to the right of you, you can see what looks to be this small fungus, maybe only about this big, and just kind of plopped around the area. Red capped with these very odd sort of what almost looks to be twigs that kind of haphazardly just kind of sprout out of it. You can see that there are three ways to go from here. You can go to the northwest or east. As you're sort of kind of trying to figure out where you need to go, you'll hear in your mind as she casts a message. Right, so it should be on the right. I'll keep an eye out for you, but this is as far as they're going to let me go. If you need a distraction, let me know.
And I'll nod and I'll head off to the right.
All right, so she
And,
will. So the guard will, the male tiefling guard will follow you as you make your way
Okay.
off. Entering into here, immediately you're overtaken by this sort of what first smells like this sweet sort of lingering flowery scent, but is intertwined with almost this rot smell to it, like a decaying corpse. And I actually need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
19.
19. All right, you kind of take a breath and relax, kind of choosing to breathe through your mouth as opposed to your nose. And you see before you what looks like a large bed of flowers that are intermingled with, which are these beautiful cacophony of red flowers with this sort of yellow bud in the middle. You can also see intermingled with them are these black flowers, kind of similar to the ones that you'd seen before. However, the stem does not have those same kind of thorns coming out, and the stem is more of like just a straight dark brown as opposed to the purple.
My escort, does he look like he's having trouble with the smell at all?
You take a glance back at him. He seems to, if he is having trouble with it, he's not showing it.
Okay.
You also get the sense that the guard that are make an insight check actually.
Insight. 16.
16. You get the sense that the guard that are stationed here are kind of more or less used to the smells, as they have to make routine escorts down here for different people. So as you kind of make your way in, you glance around. You can give me a perception check.
21.
21. All right, so as you're kind of glancing through the flower beds, you see only about 3 of these flowers, kind of just intermingled within the reds and blacks around. And as you're kind of examining, the guard will say, if you don't mind my asking, what was the emergency? I had received no word.
Let's see, how would I explain that? They don't tell me everything either. All I know is I was woken up in the middle of the night, told I had to come down here and get a couple of samples.
Okay, you can make a deception. Go ahead and make a deception.
21.
Oh my gosh, I was so nervous.
Dude, Dustin, your dice, man. Holy crap. You see the guard kind of sighs. Very well. If you please. I'd like to be there when they come to relieve my shift. You begin kind of... First of all, have to begin kind of making your way through the flower bed. Are you doing this... Are you trying to be careful of the other flowers, or are you just beelining it straight for the heart tracer?
I am going to be careful of the other flowers,
All right.
and sort of looking like I'm trying to go through my head. Okay, what samples did they want again? I'm half awake.
Gotcha.
You know.
Okay, so go ahead and give me an acrobatics check.
Okay.
Pain isn't transparent at all.
Yeah, you better do a fucking front flip if you want to pass this.
Well, it's less of that. It's more just stepping.
No, I'm just kidding,
lightly.
right?
Yeah.
Acrobatic fucking pirouette.
Every time he
14?
gets to a new flower, he does
14?
a backflip.
Okay. So you begin kind of wading your way through as you're being as careful as you can to not touch it, being careful as you can to not step on any of the flowers. Unfortunately, you do end up breaking the stems of a couple, as there's just too many here, and you're untrained with what you're procedure when dealing with flower beds this large.
Just think about this guard being like, man, this guy fucking sucks, dude. He's crushing that one and that one. Damn.
The guard does not seem to really take notice of this. He seems like he seems like in the moment he's very tired.
Mhm.
But you eventually will make your way over to the first heart tracer, which is more toward the left side of the flower bed, growing closer to the wall. As you approach, it's a very odd flower. The petals themselves are almost, if you guys have ever seen like a banana leaf, they're almost that kind of texture as they sort of just fold outward.
Tropical.
Oh, okay. These things.
Yeah.
Okay.
However, what you very quickly notice is just as Treya said, the petals look extremely brittle. Like even a touch could break them. And I presume you'd like to attempt to extract it?
Yes, I would.
Alrighty.
Yep.
Alright. So, because I do not think you have training with herbalism tools.
Nope.
This is going to be a dexterity check.
I am. Let's see. Do I have any proficiencies that could help? I'm guessing that herbalism tools are pretty different from thieves' tools.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Extremely different.
Dexterity.
Can I lockpick the flower?
Can I lockpick
Yeah.
the flower?
Yeah.
Can I steal the healing properties?
So straight dex check, you said?
Straight dexterity, yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna use lucky on that.
Oh,
because,
no!
That was not good. Okay, that's better. 18.
18. Okay. You carefully bring your tools down, and you immediately start to kind of feel your hands shake as you get 2 fingers on the stem of the flower. And as you do so, it's almost that if you guys have ever broken a wet or a frozen leaf feeling, like if you ever cracked ice on a leaf before, you are just gingerly touching and you already feel the stem like starting to give.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. And your hands come down, you take a deep breath.
I mean,
it.
I'm using those shears, right?
Yeah, no. That's
okay.
what I'm saying. Is like that's basically what I'm calling it. That's my flavor for your lucky. Is like you taking that breath of like, okay, relax.
Activating plot armor.
And as you cut it, you kind of wait for a moment, almost like expecting the flower to just dissipate in your hand. Got it. The DC was 18.
Oh!
Holy shit.
First try. Wow. My God.
Well, this is a good day.
Kind of the first try.
Kind of the first try. Oh my god. I was like, I mean, I wanted to make this hard, but it's like, jeez.
That first roll was a natural one.
Oh
So
no.
that would have been bad.
Oh
That would have
no.
been bad.
Alrighty.
So I will gingerly place it into my sample collection box.
So you would have to pull the box out, and I need you to make a stealth check for that.
Okay. I'm better at stealth.
I
Wait, he's
presume.
supposed to be taking samples, right?
He is, but but as part of the pouch that he has, there is a box that is for sampling. This is a dark black. It's a jet black box that is this big around.
Not all.
You wouldn't really put samples in this.
Yeah,
Not all.
I did.
that was a 20. Not natural.
Oh my god, Dustin. Dude, your dice
I've
are
seen his
hot.
fucking
Holy
What
roll.
the
crap.
fuck is this? Stuff?
Dude. So,
He
I
has
mean,
2 dice. He has
I got a
two
plus
dice
6 to stealth, so
that
So
look
you-
exactly the same, that roll really fucking well.
So you kind of holding the flower. You see the guard is keeping a very close eye on you. And you're like, and you kind of have to take a moment just as if you're examining the flower. And the guard, you see him kind of start. He seems like he's almost like falling asleep for a moment as he yawns. As his eyes close, you quickly just kind of slip the flower into the box, and I presume swap it with a different one.
Yep.
All right, so you now have an empty box. You know, have what you know to be an empty box in your hand, and as it happens, it almost feels like this puff of wind that just goes out of your hand for a moment as the boxes switch.
okay.
All right.
I'm going to pretend to go to a different area to
Mhm.
get another sample that I've been told to collect.
Just a random one. Do you go to the? Are you going for the red flowers or the black flowers?
I feel like that's a very loaded question.
Let's see here. The red ones I'm not supposed to touch. Do I know anything about the black flowers?
She did not tell you anything about the black flowers, but you can make a nature
Why?
check.
I'll make a nature check.
Which, by the way, as you begin kind of moving again, I need you to make another acrobatics check.
Okay. Acrobatics of a 12,
12.
and the nature check was a natural 1, so that's a
No
4.
clue.
Okay.
And a nat 1 in my game is always a failure.
Okay.
Well, I mean that's just the rule, but you know. So as you're wading your way through, you don't realize it at first, but part of your pant leg gets sort of stuck in an area, and as you take another step, it flicks forward, and as it does so, one of the flowers just runs right across your upper ankle, one of the red flowers, and your skin immediately begins to itch and burn.
All right. That's not good.
For the sake of this, you are now at disadvantage to acrobatics checks.
Okay. Gonna continue on with my plan of
Mm-hmm.
pretending to get another sample.
All right, so you make your way over to the black flowers.
Yep.
All right,
Yeah.
make
I don't-
a
I don't think I'm actually going to collect any of these. I'm just going to
to look
kind
over
of,
them. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, by
look
the way,
over
sorry, it
them.
wasn't acrobatics. You were at disadvantage to dexterity checks.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's even worse.
Yeah.
Okay.
So as you kind of just begin looking over, if you're trying to hide the fact that you just got tagged, can I give me a deception check?
Yep. That's a 9.
9. You.
Do I want to lucky that
Do
one?
you want to lucky it?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Okay.
Better. 13.
13. So you're doing your best and really trying to ignore it, and you sort of glance back at the guard who at this point is he's watching you, but there's moments where he takes his eyes off of you, and you sort of reach down for a moment and just give a quick scratch to it, and you feel it travel upward.
The itch is traveling
Yeah,
upward?
it just moved when you scratched. And basically, that's
Okay.
my way of saying you didn't beat the DC.
Yeah.
As it begins to burn even worse, as your leg starts to creep up your leg.
Okay. I think it's time to get out of here.
All right. As you step up, give me another acrobatics check, please. And are you just
That's-
wading the black flowers now, I assume?
Sorry, what was that?
Are you just going to wade through the black flowers, or are you going to try to... Basically, are you taking the most direct route to get out, or are you, like, trying to be careful, like, in terms of, like, going back the way you came?
I'm gonna be careful and try to go back the way I came.
Make it... All right, acrobatics check at disadvantage.
At disadvantage. Yeah, that's an 8.
8.
Yeah.
All right, so as you're beginning to wade your way back, as you kind of bump into a couple of the black flowers, you notice that there are these sort of puffs that come off of them. Nothing immediate that you feel. However, that overwhelming stench of rot starts to become even more potent.
Mhm.
And as you're like trying to kind of plug your nose and do anything to just get, because now it's almost like this taste in your mouth that accompanied by the chalky taste of just the natural aura of the area. You're like, oh god, what is... You feel your other leg get grazed
By another red
by
one?
another red flower. And now that leg is starting to itch really badly, and as you're like, all right, I just need to go quickly, you begin kind of meandering your way through, and you feel your legs get tagged about 2 more times before you make your way out of the
Oh,
flower
jeez.
bread.
This is fine. Everything's fine.
Yeah, your legs are on fire right now. Which, actually, to that note, because you got tagged multiple times, you now take a -10 penalty to movement.
Minus. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
10 feet. To
10
movement.
feet
Okay.
penalty, yeah.
Not
So,
like
because
mine.
yeah, because
Yeah.
it's just uncomfortable to walk right now.
Yep.
So as you come out, the guard will re-attend you and he's gonna make an insight check on you if you'd like to do a deception.
Yeah. Where's my deception? Ooh, 22.
22.
22.
All right, so the guard will look at you and say, all right, where to next?
I've got the samples. I think my next stop is bed.
All right, please, with me. He'll begin kind of taking you back, and as you begin walking back, you glance kind of toward the room across from you, which you can see has this perpetual low light in it. And in there, you can see there is what looks to be a glass door that has been affixed to this interior. And just through it, you can see those blue flowers that she was talking about. And as you're kind of watching those and now kind of taking note of your surroundings, you see that there are small buds basically just coming in that look to be those kind of blue, those same kind of blue flowers. And in the mind, you're like, that could become an issue probably sometime in the future. And the guard, as you're being escorted out, will kind of stop, look up, and notice the flower as well, and say, "Do you think you could take care of that before you leave?" And he'll point up to 2 of the buds that are outside the room.
Oh, they're outside of the room.
Yeah, that are beginning to grow outside the room.
Okay, I see. Well, I'll kind of look around and... Yeah, I suppose I could just... Do me a favor, don't tell her. And, I'll, head over towards those buds.
Okay, so you make your way over.
Trying to make it sound like I'm doing him a favor.
I get you.
Yeah.
So you make your way over. You feel your heart rate is sort of starting to quicken at this point as the itch is becoming nigh unbearable.
Mhm.
You sort of go to your. You're gonna have to get down on your knees to be close enough to do any work, and you're just gonna try to snip it.
Let's see. So these are like buds that are coming out beyond the glass.
Yeah, you notice that they're actually. So there's the glass door, and they're actually coming out in the hall that you're in right now, like that big open area. It
Okay.
seems like some of the. It seems like either loose seed came out or some sort of. You're not quite sure how these flowers reproduce.
Okay, so it's not like it's growing through the cracks in the
No,
door.
no, no.
It's like
it seems
something.
like there has been. It seems like something has happened, and this has just gone unnoticed.
Okay. Do I have a trowel with me?
You do.
I am going to try to, instead of just snipping the stem, I'm going to. Are these fairly small? Like it looks like I can probably dig them out.
Dig them out easily enough.
Okay.
Just give me
yep,
give me a
I'm gonna
dexterity
hold my breath while I'm doing this because I don't
Absolutely.
want to inhale.
check. Absolutely, give me a dexterity check.
Okay, and I'm at disadvantage to this,
Yeah,
right?
but because you're just kind of digging it out, it's a lower check.
Okay. Okay. 14.
14? Damn,
Yep.
dude. All right, so as you get the trowel underneath, you manage to break the earth, and as you pop the thing up, you watch as the bud sort of opens haphazardly and lets out spores. And you're
Ain't breathing that in.
Yep. Make your way to the other one.
Yep.
Dexterity check.
15.
15. Jesus Christ, my God. Badger does not give a shit about disadvantage.
Badger's a boss.
So you're
Jesus.
still holding your breath.
Focused.
As quickly as you can, you manage to dig out the roots. Go ahead and make a nature check real quick.
12?
12? Okay. So, just because you don't really understand how the flowers work, you're not quite sure how they reproduce, you get the sense you've probably accomplished what you set out to do here.
Okay.
But you go ahead and kind of, I'm assuming haphazardly just hold them.
Yeah, just sort of the. I'll just sort of take the. Hold them by like the clump of dirt.
Alrighty.
I'm not sure if touching the plant is a bad idea or not. So.
Alrighty. So as you kind of take them out, the guard will nod almost approvingly as you are led back out. And Treya will kind of look at you with a look of surprise that you were so quick about it. And then notices the two flowers in your hand, and there's immediately a look of deep concern.
I'll just
I really want to know more about these flowers.
It's probably too late to reply to her messaging, isn't it?
Very much so.
Yeah. So I'll just say I got the samples that we came down here for. We can head out.
Right. All right. Please, and they'll both be escorted out by the guard. And the guard, as you exit, you'll see that there's another shift coming to relieve these two guards that are here, and there's actually 5 in them. Some of them begin making their way down. As you are seen off for the night, you get about how far are you going? How far are you going before you attempt to discard the flowers?
Is he going to discard the flowers?
Out of
Keep
the crater and probably a little ways into the city.
All right, so as you begin making your way after about 300 after you guys get about, let's say, maybe like 110 feet away. What's your armor class?
14.
14. Wham! There is just a hard slap across your face. As Treya looks at you, you take 1 point of damage, by the way.
Okay.
Treya looks at you and goes, "What the fuck are you doing with those? We came here for one thing."
I got that one thing.
Okay, cool.
The guard.
What the fuck are you doing with those?
The guard needed a favor.
Then you said that you'd do it.
a nice guy.
Look, sometimes earning a bit of trust can go a long way.
Do you
But,
know how? Do you know what those things? How those things repopulate? Please. And she looks at the one that's opened.
No?
When
They
they
fucking-
open, they release spores that grow more of them. Where were those?
There was some sort of a containment room type thing, and these were growing outside of it. And a guard said they needed me to take care of them.
This is so perfect.
Oh no. Do you hear that? It's the consequences of your actions.
Have you ever heard of a zombie apocalypse before? And mushrooms?
True.
All hail our new triplet overlords.
Cordyceps?
So do we just need to burn these then, or bury them, or
She holds
For
her
what?
hand out.
I give them to her?
You watch as her hand ignites in a radiant flame and burns both of them. And it stays that way as she just glares at you. So fucking done with you people. She'll just storm off.
I'll remember to pass your message on. Thank you for your help. I
She
couldn't have done
does
it without
not
you.
say anything. She just keeps walking.
Hey, just gonna kinda hobble after her, real quick, if you could, please.
She stops and looks
I
back.
got
at you.
this itch on my leg from something that was in there. You know what's I'll kind of pull up my pant leg, and this
As
is
you
my
pull
first
up your-
time seeing it.
As you pull up your pant leg, your leg is pockmarked with a very large red and blue rash, like almost bruising, that is just creeping its way up to about your mid-thigh at this point. And she sort of just gives you this very knowing grin before
Oh.
she just turns and keeps walking. Basically
then.
saying a very big fuck you.
Yeah, yep. Right then. Have a good morning.
By the way, the air feels like needles on your skin.
Yeah.
Good thing you love tattoos.
All right. I'm going to find a place to change out of this naturalist clothing,
Uh-huh.
and I'm going to hold on to it because this might be useful, and she didn't ask for it
She
back.
did not ask for it back.
Free clothes. Shopping episode.
Shopping episode.
Yay.
All right,
Part
so
3.
as you hobble back to the vagabond, are you going to try to do anything to get the stinging and itching to stop?
Put some milk on it.
He on it.
Was there a bath at the vagabond? No, that was a
Yes.
different. Oh, there is.
There are baths, but it's more like just like a shower pot kind of situation. It's not as lush as it was. It's not as lush as it was with that big bathhouse that you went to. This is again, as they've described, it's much more rustic. So it's very old timey sort of. You have your own chambers. There's mechanisms that create hot water, but the
You're not-
tubs are more just like you stand in them and bathe yourself.
Okay. I'm gonna try to bathe to get. I don't know if this is spores or oils or what, but I'm gonna
Okay.
try to see if that helps.
Okay. So you get some water into the pot, and as you sort of scoop up some of the water and begin running it over, please make a Constitution saving throw.
Constitution saving throw.
Actually, Charisma saving throw, because this is more you're trying to
Oh.
save fate. You're trying to keep yourself in check.
Natural 20.
Natural 20. It
22
takes
total.
everything you have not to scream in agony.
So the water made it worse.
The water made it immensely worse.
Okay.
But I mean, it might be a worse before it gets better thing.
But you
We don't know.
go ahead and
Yeah.
as you
Get more
kinda-
wet.
Yeah. How long are you trying to use water to clean this?
Until I think it's clean or until I can no longer stand the pain.
Okay, give me a con save.
13.
13. You get about 5. I'll say you get about no more like 3 dunks of water on each leg before your legs feel like they're about to give out under you.
Okay.
But it doesn't really look like it's gotten better.
All right. What time of the morning is it at this point?
At this
Are
point,
other
probably
people
around
starting to wake up?
I'd say because you did this so quickly, it's probably about 5 a.m. Took you a couple hours, and that was just with travel.
Okay. I'm gonna try. I think at this point I'm going to sit out in the main room of the inn in front of the fire, not walking, not having my pant legs rub up against my legs, and I'm gonna wait for the rest of the party to get up.
Just in my underwear, sitting in front of that fire.
I'm gonna be
I'm just kidding.
dressed, but
No, I think I know exactly what
I
you're
just
talking about. It's
imagined
where
you
you,
like
it's where
that, and I
you
was like-
it's where you find that sweet spot with loose pant legs where it's just hovering off the skin.
yes.
Nice.
Alrighty. So with that,
Yeah,
as the party comes to us, we're actually going to take a quick break because I need to use the restroom. So everyone can. And we've only been going for an hour, so still got plenty of time to play. It's just I do really use the restroom. So we'll take a short break here, and we'll come back in like 10 minutes. Let's
Get
get
real
back into
tired of you motherfuckers
And we're
fucking
back.
around all the time.
Yep.
Hi.
it. We're back.
Yeah, Luke, you want to
all right.
repeat that?
So,
No.
Badger, as you sit in front of the fire, eventually, by around 6 a.m., you hear you hear people beginning to come in from the back door. You hear a door getting unlocked, and people walking in. Appears to be the kitchen staff. About 10 minutes later, the barkeep, the half-orc gentleman, will come down. Seemingly tired, but dressed for the day. Yawns and looks at you. Morning.
Eric, I'm sorry. I feel
Morning.
like you always forget that I'm a half elf, and that I
Half-elves
also
don't trance.
They don't trance?
No, elves trance.
Only elves trance?
Half-elves need 8 hours.
Fuck.
Yeah. I didn't forget, you just don't have that ability.
I'm
I
so
know.
sad
We
now.
kind of got shafted a little bit there.
Yeah.
That would have been real nice.
Son of
Yeah.
a-
No, I did not forget. You just don't have that ability in 5th
I
edition.
thought me and Badger were both half elves. That's why.
Nope.
Nope, full
Well,
elf.
If
You
you're not
fucking
full elf,
full elf
you need to
bastard.
sleep.
I am half elf on my mother's side and also half elf on my father's side.
All right, touche.
So he came full elf. That's funny.
I just have dark vision. That's my
Yeah.
cool shit. Damn it.
And also a really good ability score improvement.
That doesn't make sense to my brain. I don't think in math.
Only thinking meth.
Anyway, so he'll
Yeah.
say, morning.
Morning.
Up early. I know elves don't really sleep very long, but I didn't imagine to see anybody down here.
I had a bit of trouble trancing last night too, so I figured I'd come down by the fire.
He'll step over to you. And he'll sort of glance and like, are you all right?
I don't know. I went on a tour of the crater yesterday, and then my legs started getting a little red. I didn't think anything of it. Went to sleep and or went to trance, and it's gotten worse. Don't suppose you know an apothecary around here? What might able to
Yeah, I
help
can
me.
refer you.
I'd appreciate
As you,
that.
do you mind lifting up your pant leg real quick?
I'll very gingerly do so.
It is, as you're pulling it up, if you've been so focused on the fire as you pull the leg up, you get it to where it should stop, and it's continuing upward.
Oh no.
It's
We've got
spreading
3
at
hours
an
before it hits
alarming
the dick.
rate.
Oh, anyone got a saw? We gotta amputate this leg.
Has the rest of the party shown up yet?
Nope, he is awake because he is the bar owner, he is the tavern owner, and needs to get ready for the day.
Did we ever see any like automaton legs or anything like that?
So I
Thomas
figured I'd just
Legs.
kind of sit here, not
Let
making,
me,
not aggravating it.
He runs behind the bar and kind of you hear him shuffling through a couple of things, and he comes out with what you very quickly recognize to be a healing salve.
Oh.
And he'll say, but you notice that the bottle's like about halfway used.
Mhm.
And he'll take some out, and he'll like kind of scoop some out of the. And he'll say, "All right, are you okay if I try this?"
That'll help.
All right,
Go for it.
He'll put just a little bit on one area, and immediately that burning, stinging sensation comes back, and it is now perpetual. And he immediately, like, as he sees you kind of recoil, he pulls his hand back. Anything? Okay.
I can feel that. That's for sure.
He goes and like cleans off his hands, and comes back over with a towel with like a hand towel, and comes and hands it to you to wipe the salve off. If you
Alright.
want to.
Yeah, I'll gingerly do that.
Just give me a charisma save.
16.
16. It's muffled, sort of like groans of pain as you kind of wipe the salve away. But as you wipe it away, it actually seems to funnily enough, make it feel better because you're not perpetually in pain as badly.
Okay.
But it is basically goes from intense pain back to the pain you were feeling before. So you're
Okay.
feeling a healing salve is not going to help here, or at least this
Yeah.
specific kind of salve is not going to help here.
I will note, just because like Badger would know this, I'm pretty sure Lem is very good about doing the praying in the morning, and I think you've been around enough to know that she does that in the morning.
And I'd say, Lem, you are approaching waking up. You haven't quite
I'm
woken up.
I'm just mentioning
Yeah.
that so that
Yeah.
you know.
Would you like to go try to find Lem?
Yeah, I think I will.
All right, so you'll sort of keeping your pant legs as off of your feet, off your legs as possible. And it's much harder trying to step upstairs while trying to keep the pant leg from brushing against your leg, and it does quite a few times. Eventually, you find your way over to Lem's door. I believe Lem was sharing a room with who? Because you guys got 3 rooms, so who was Lem sharing a room with?
I can share a room with Lem.
Me and Belmundo.
Scoops and Belmundo.
Because I think me and Malik were sharing
Yeah.
a room.
Okay,
Oh,
so
that's
you
right.
need 4 rooms then. Okay, whatever. We'll say you guys got a 4th room.
We bought the inn. It's our inn. That's fine.
Yeah.
It doesn't
So you'll
matter.
go over to Lem's room, and do you knock or do you just open the door?
I knock.
So, Lem, you guys have been sleeping well beyond 8 hours at this point. You guys went to bed around 10ish, so it would be a little past 8 hours at this point that you're good. And you'll hear.
Yes, hello.
Morning. May I come in?
I'll like look around to see whether the other folks are decent, and I'm like, feathers on, whatever. Sure, come on in.
All right. Oh, so it'd be David, Belmundo, Belmundo,
Yes.
Squeeps, and David and Belmundo. David, you're in the you're actually physically
Yeah.
there now.
Hell yeah! So
You
I'm
have
a
no
fighter,
powers.
right?
You're mundane
that's
human
lame.
number 1.
It's lame.
Trying to
I don't
remember
wanna be NPC.
So it was me, Squeeps. Who else was on the tour? Was Belmundo on
Yeah,
the tour?
I was in
Belmundo,
the
yeah,
tour.
you Squeeps and Belmundo.
Okay. All right.
So it'd be Belmundo, Squeeps, and Lem sharing a room.
All right.
A little uncomfortable as there's one bed in here, so people are sleeping on the floor.
I'll kind of stiff-legged hobble in, trying to rub my pants against
yeah.
my legs
So,
as little as possible.
Belmundo and Squeeps, you guys would have also kind of been roused by the knocking, and as your just cursory glance, you watch Badger hobble in pain, clearly.
So, you
Did
two
you get
went.
that from the beds here?
Just
No,
say-
I don't think so. So the 3 of us went down into the crater yesterday. How's the 2 of you feeling as well? I'll mention to Squeeps and Belmundo.
Pretty good. Do you?
So you didn't get none of this.
And as he's saying this, you guys finally like kind of come to full consciousness, and you see just this large patch of red skin that disappears underneath that is pockmarked
Not
and
entirely
almost
sure where
bruising
this.
in areas.
Not entirely sure what happened here, but it was a little bit red from after the crater, and
A little
I
bit.
think I
I don't want to. I don't want
figured
to
it'd
say
go
what you
away.
think is really red.
Well, it wasn't always this bad, but it kind of I don't suppose you can do anything about this, can you? It's
Give
really
me
painful.
give me a little bit to. I think I'm gonna do something different today than I normally do. But in the meantime, real fast, and I'm gonna actually get out where I have my vial of ink and pen and so on. I am going to actually either I can do it or you can do it, but mark the skin where it is now, because I want to make sure if this is spreading that we know. It's one thing if it's one area that's staying in the same area getting worse than if it's getting closer and closer to the center area. It's not mess around with that.
Oh, it's been spreading. That's for sure.
Oh, okay. Well, still,
It was down at my ankle, and now it's well
Do you
a bit higher.
Do you remove your trousers?
I can also hand him
Yeah.
like the
Yeah.
ink vial if you'd prefer that. Certainly. I think I'm probably going to end up I think functionally I'm going to end up asking for restoration because that's or
So Badger,
lesser
as,
restoration, I guess. But
as you kind of go to look to try to mark, it's about mid upper thigh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Nearing the crotch area.
Can I actively watch it crawl higher, or is it not quite quick enough for that?
As you look at it, it does appear. If you kind of like stare at it for about, let's say maybe a minute, 2 minutes, you do see it like crawl slightly up. And as you look at the other leg, it's worse too. It's getting worse too.
Yeah.
However, one very important thing that you do notice looking at it is the area that it immediately touched is pockmarked. Everything else, as it kind of starts going away from the area, just seems to have a very violent rash that is spreading. There is no
Okay.
such pockmarks. So it seems like, so best you can glean is if you can get rid of the immediate area, then everything else, the area that's the worst, the rest should sort of follow suit.
Do you have bone saw?
Not like
you
you're
say?
not there. You're asleep still. You haven't
I
been
just
woken
whispering
up.
sweet nothings. That's all. To my pillow.
Yeah.
I'm like Badger. I'm
Or
just
at the
reaching out
very
for Badger
least,
and
or at the
prying.
very, very least, it should stop the spreading.
right. Okay then. So I think yeah, I'm going to be changing up some of my spell list to include. I'm basically taking off a couple of things to replace them with protection from poison and lesser restoration.
Okay.
I don't need guiding bolt today, hopefully. And then, is there? Do I think there's any chance this is magic? You said you got it from the crater.
You can make
said
it.
you got it
You
from the
can make
creator.
a.
Yeah.
You can make an Arcana or Nature check.
Arcana or nature? Oh, I'm so good at these. One of these days, I will take proficiency in one and or both of those. Yeah, that's a natural 3 for a 3.
You have no idea.
Right.
You have not seen a rash this violent before.
Can I try to Arcana to see if it's purely natural or a little
Sure,
bit
make an
magically
Arcana check.
influenced? 18.
This is all natural.
Al natural.
There is no magic in play here. This is just a plant that is very aggressively pissed off.
I don't think it's magic, but it is a powerful itch.
God, had you nat 1, you would have just gone face first into the flower.
Badger, can I just die now? Please?
Basically, you're like, death is the preferable choice. Kill me. I won't even try to fight. Stab me in the chest.
Okay, so I'm going to basically do the morning rituals to get those spells, switching up the spell list, and at the end of it, I'm hoping you're still around and doing okay. Because it will
I
take a little
imagine
bit of time.
Badger was sticking around.
Yeah, I'm probably just gonna
Yeah.
take a seat here and
While
The
he's
less
doing
I-
that, Squeeps
less
or
I move-
Belmundo, are you two doing anything?
What? Is there... Do I have any rash on me? I'm just kind of frantic.
Oh yeah, make an
there.
investigation
I'm-
check.
I'm
Both of
also
you
making
investigation checks of your bodies.
Oh, there it is. 3.
8.
3
I
and
don't
8.
think there's.
Is that what I
yeah,
heard?
yeah.
There
8.
are no rashes on your bodies, from what you can tell.
No bullseye marks or anything odd.
Yeah.
And then like
God, bullseye marks. I had a fungal infection one time. That sucked. When I was like 8
yeah,
years
ringworm.
old. I had ringworm.
Yeah.
Ugh. It looks cool. Like, if you actually just look at it, I actually liked how it looked like a bull. I was 8 years old. So I thought, oh, this is a bullseye. That looks awesome. And the fact that it was, like, right here where a watch should be.
Huh.
I had a permanent watch. And it itched like crazy.
Yeah. It sucks.
It really sucks.
Okay, so as soon as I'm done with that, I'm gonna ask the goddess for help and do protection from poison on you.
Protection from poison, okay. As you cast your protection from poison, Badger, you immediately begin to feel relief.
Oh, that's good stuff right there.
And as you kind of glance and you're just kind of staring at your rash, it still itches, but not as badly, but the rash does seem to stop spreading. But yes, you are still itchy, definitely not as bad as it was.
Nice.
Now I would equate it less to pins and needles, more like a very bad sunburn.
Okay. Kind of like a poison ivy rash.
Yeah, like a poison ivy rash. Yeah. I am blessed enough to have never touched poison ivy or interacted with poison ivy, but I've definitely seen people who have interacted with poison ivy, and it is not good.
I went to school with a guy who became immune to it by eating it regularly.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, so I mean, I know that there are some forms. I guess there's a form called, what is it called, stinging nettle or something like that.
That's a
Yeah.
different
You can
plant.
make
Yeah.
tea. That you can make tea out of, but I didn't realize you could like eat poison. I thought that like closes your throat and shit.
No, as long as you don't hit like your lips, as long as it only touches like that mucous membrane part in your body, you'll be fine. And if you ingest it regularly for long enough, it just doesn't affect you if you hit it with your skin.
What if I
Oh.
make it into soup?
I don't know.
If you eat
kidding around.
cyanide,
I don't know.
you'll be
I don't know
immune
if it
to
has
the
the
rest of
same.
your
I
life.
don't know if poison ivy has
True.
the same properties as stinging nettle. Because stinging
That's an
nettle,
accurate statement,
it's-
you
Chris.
can
It's
make
different.
tea. You can make tea
Wood.
out of it because the hot water kills whatever.
It's like really good for
Kills
you,
the
I think,
properties of
stinging
it,
nettle
yeah.
tea.
Yep.
It's not really good for you touching it though. I had a friend, we were hiking and he got it in his hand and he was like crying. It was
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah, nettles is not fun.
No.
But poison
Oh, that
ivy,
and,
turns out if you stop eating it, you lose your immunity, and
Oh wow.
yeah.
You're hyper allergic and in its presence you will just get it.
Yeah, on a momentary tangent, have you guys ever heard of the teddy bear choa?
The teddy bear chode?
Choa. Fucking
What did you?
the teddy bear choa. It's a cactus.
Code.
Oh, the thing
Oh,
that's
yeah.
CHOLLA.
Yeah,
Choya.
choya. Thank you. Though
Yeah.
basically what
No.
it is, it's
Is
a
it cute?
cactus. It's a cactus with bulbs on it that if you hit it, there are barbs on it that immediately go into your skin and stick.
Oh, are these the ones that shoot or something?
No.
The
No.
cactus.
But
needle?
the bulbs are incredibly loose to the point that even just touching them can get it to fall. So if you fall into it, your whole body can just get racked with these
Yeah.
bulbs.
They're-
The needles are not great.
Yeah. Anyway, back to it. So, as the protection from poison goes off, Badger, the relief comes to you. Still hurts, still itches, but definitely not as bad as it was before.
Do you remember when you noticed this? Was it did something bite you, or I mean, it's on both legs. Did you ant nest or something?
I think it might have been a plant. Little, or it was a couple of flowers down there.
That's fair. I know absolutely nothing about local plant life.
Yeah, same here.
Oh, do you remember what it looked like so we can stand around, like, keep away from it if we see it again?
Well, so I'm not sure if was what caused it, but there was these little red flowers down there. There's
Okay, so
I'll
if
go
I
down
see
onto the lake.
red flowers that look all inviting and all that, do not have picnic among them. Noted.
I'll kind of describe a little. I can't remember if you said they had like a black center on them, but I'll kind of describe a little bit of what they looked like.
Yeah, so we describe the flower, which is the same sort of like open, weird leafy like weird petal that has like the banana leaf like texture. Not as bad and not as brittle as the heart tracer. The center of it is this. Yeah, it's the same. Is this very opulent sort of? Because I don't think I actually fully described these. It's really opulent, sort of like almost golden yellow. With the sort of darker stem that goes into the ground. The black one you're thinking of is the black flowers that have the black center. Speaking of Heart
Okay.
Tracer, did you check on yours?
I have not checked on it yet.
Okay, good to know. You're muted, Malik. You're muted, Sean.
It's because I know that I shouldn't say stuff sometimes. Gotta keep it running.
Alrighty. So, yeah, but you have some level of relief. You think you're probably going to need to still see an apothecary
Yeah.
to get the sort of whatever you need for this. But eventually, as this finishes, around this time, Malik and Void, you would both be waking up. Void, as you wake up, as you were sharing a room with Nay, you can see that she is still asleep.
I just pet her gently.
Well, Malik, you're
not
a
in my
different
room.
Yeah, you're in a different room.
Oh, I'm
You
sorry. I
think
thought
the
you said Malik. I was like, I
No,
thought it was
Void. No, Void.
Badger, but all right,
Yeah.
I'm with Nate
No.
too. I don't mind.
As Void wakes up, there's you can see that Nay is still asleep, probably hungover from the day before.
I'm going to take a wonderful opportunity to take my mask off as I'm getting ready. Get all my shit together and then put it back on.
In that time, Nay does not wake up.
I kind of figured.
Yeah. Malik, as you wake up, you are by yourself in the room.
What else is new? Fuck.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck is Badger?
You get the sense. I think Badger would have told you what was going on, at least roughly.
That's up to Badger. Is that true?
I would have just said that I was stepping out for a bit in the morning.
Okay. So you would probably guess he's out, doing whatever he was stepping out for.
Yeah, but I know better.
As you guys eventually all make your way downstairs, I assume you guys would like breakfast.
Oh yeah, breakfast.
Yes.
I assume.
Yeah.
Would you guys like the premium breakfast, or just standard breakfast?
Wait, how much is it?
Premium breakfast, I believe I said was
1 gold, 5 silver.
Yeah,
I think?
1 gold, 5 silver,
I'm just having the standard 5 silver breakfast.
and then 5 silver for the just standard breakfast.
Yeah, I'll just have the standard.
I'll get the special.
All right. So for those of you that get the standard,
I'm having 1 ale.
So for those of you that get the standard breakfast, it is a breakfast of oats and fruit.
It was 5 silver, right?
Yeah, of oats and fruit with a couple slices of toast on the side. For those of you who get the premium breakfast, you have a choice. Do you want pancakes, or do you want a
I'm sorry. I just feel like you're our dad at breakfast at a diner, and we're on family vacation. You're like, what do you want, guys?
Yeah.
You want pancakes? You want?
I mean,
oatmeal?"
it's a
I'm like, so
menu.
fucking-
It's a
I'm
tavern
I'm
with a
loving it.
menu,
I just
Sean.
love it. It just reminds me of fun stuff.
or you can have
I want a fruit.
hate you.
Do they
I'm sorry.
or you can have stuffed breakfast croissants.
Eric, can I just pay you to start a menu building business? What the fuck, man? This sounds delicious. This is premium breakfast.
So which one would you like, Squeeps?
It's the breakfast what?
They're
The
stuffed
stuff-
breakfast croissants.
Oh, I'm getting the fucking croissant.
All
baby.
right.
Croissant.
Is anyone else getting the premium breakfast?
No, I'm getting standard.
Everyone else is standard.
No. Do they have the equivalent of I get a single roll?
Yes. It's three silver, and they can get you one.
3 silver for a single roll?
Yep.
Oh,
I
never
will
mind.
probably-
I just love how upset you are. Are you fucking kidding me?
I have
Really?
I have 20 copper pieces, folks. I'm getting my ale because I know it's time.
Does
I'm-
anyone want to pay for?
I'm gonna buy.
breakfast?
I'm gonna buy Lem's breakfast. I see Lem just looking sadly into their coin purse, and I just can hear from the jingle and how many
Boy,
purses
did
I've
Lem
pinched,
help me.
how much he has.
Welcome to adventurer poverty.
All right,
Thank you. I really
Alright.
do appreciate it.
I just pat him on the back. Hey, you spoke up for me. I appreciate
Well,
you.
she.
You.
Yeah.
What? I said that you
Lem's
spoke up for me.
female.
Oh, for them. I'll never.
They
be-
them.
No, I just completely ambiguous.
Yeah.
It's confusing. Don't worry.
Yeah.
I'll remember.
Sous chef is he, Lem is she. I get it. Anyway, as you guys are sat, as part of the breakfast, you can either have you can have a breakfast ale if you'd like it. But as all of you kind of served your various oats with fruits, it's what you'd expect of an oatmeal breakfast. It's nothing too special. Squeeps just comes out a little bit later, and as they come out, you can see that there are 3 croissants that are stuffed with eggs, bacon. There's cheese that is sort of melting out of it. You can see that there are speckles of what looks to be chopped cilantro that go through it, and it is just this. And they have like freshly baked.
Eric, now
steam
I'm not
coming
kidding
off of them.
anymore.
And they're big. They're about this big.
We're
That
recording
sounds
right now,
really
right?
fucking
Someone
good.
got that recipe?
A recipe.
But that is what you are served.
I'm getting all up in that.
Yeah, it is just this beautiful, harmonious flavor explosion almost in your mouth. It is very, very good. And a bit messy.
Just chewing on my croissant, kicking my feet. I'm having a great time.
I just imagine you eating it like a bird, just like throw up and like just stabbing at it a lot.
All right. So as you guys are enjoying your
Uh,
breakfast, what is the order for today?
Real quick, Eric,
Yes.
could I retroactively do a alchemy check?
So at this point, I think I said this before. At this point, you have learned all you can from the book. If you want to become proficient, you need to get tools
Okay.
and actually actively practice.
What was that thing that Nay bought me?
I don't
It was like
remember.
50 gold.
It was
It might have been an
the
alchemy
book
kit.
in the introductory set, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, you've learned everything from the book. Now you're gonna actively have to actively have to buy reagents and practice.
Alchemy kit. That's
Yeah.
it.
So you're gonna
Are
have
you
to
just-
actively practice now.
Are you just proficient with alchemy set now? From
No,
that book?
Squeeps needs to continue practice. Squeeps has basically done all the studying he can in terms of like reading his book and like starter. It's basically a start, what is
Dummy's
it? Basically
Guide to
Dummy's
Alchemy?
Guide to Alchemy.
My first alchemy alembic.
Basically.
Yeah, like
But at
is
this
it
point-
introductory, and then like the workbook at the last half?
Yeah, but much like just reading a book, you don't become proficient in a skill just because you read about it. This is now Squeeps is gonna have to buy supplies and actively practice with his kit to become proficient.
Fucking. All right.
Yep. Alrighty, so
I'm hanging out with Lem.
I assume you're all at the same
I
table.
believe that was already
Yeah,
decided.
I believe you're all at the same table.
Yeah.
So are we getting our gold today?
Is it? I'm sorry. Is it public knowledge that Badger was rashed as fuck?
I mean, I think you would notice that Badger was definitely, because it's still not a comfortable walk, but he
Yeah.
has his stride.
Alright.
So I mean, it's up to you if you want to share that.
I
Badger.
mean, if someone asks, I'm not gonna hide it, but I'm also not gonna bring it up.
In that case, I say Malik, just make a perception check.
Oh, a 12.
12? Yeah. Badger, are you actively trying to hide that you have discomfort in your walk?
I'm trying to downplay it,
Okay.
but
Do it.
not like
Yeah.
yeah.
So there's definitely so I'd say because of that, there's definitely some noticeable discomfort in his stride. But that's what you notice. You don't notice a rash or anything, but you definitely take notice that he seems to be walking a little uncomfortably.
All right, that's all I wanted to know. I'm sorry, but we're done.
Oh, it's fine. I wasn't doing anything anyway.
All right, so
One
Commander,
asked
you're
about that
asking
money.
about the money?
I think Lem brought it up to everyone, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, given that seems we're do to collect, might as well head to the guardhouse or wherever the local. Basically, just following the directions on the letter, I guess. And then, if y'all are okay with it, there are worse things than seeing if there are jobs we might get started on,
Yeah.
or maybe sign up for whatever the next thing is.
As you guys are talking, by the way, Tane comes over. The Pathwork bartender will kind of come over to your table and say, sorry for interrupting." Looks directly to you, Badger, and will say, and we'll give you a note.
Will give me a note.
Mhm.
Okay. I'll
There's no
excuse me.
symbols or anything on it. It's just a haphazardly folded piece of paper.
Okay. I'll kind of open it and read it to myself.
So it is basically describing that you're going to want to go to the Brilliant Star Apothecary. It gives directions on how to get there. It's about a 10-minute walk from here. And Evangela is who you're going to talk to.
Okay.
And she should be able to help you.
What was the name of the place?
The Brilliant Star Apothecary.
Avanja?
Evangela.
All right. Right. Thanks, mate. I appreciate it.
He nods and quickly reattends as you can see that there are actually people coming in right now for breakfast as he begins as the morning rush begins.
So as I'm mostly done with my breakfast, I'm gonna go. Right. So I'm gonna go see an apothecary about a thing, and I'll meet up with you guys a little bit later in the morning, and we can go see about them jobs.
Is anyone going with Badger?
I'm gonna go with Badger because I want to talk to him about his limp and what's going on with that.
Okay.
Because he left last night, but he said he was just going out for a bit.
All
I
right.
feel like there's some more to that story.
So Badger, are you gonna allow Malik to follow you?
Yeah, I'm
All
gonna
right.
say, let me get something from the room real quick. I'll meet you right down here, and we can head out. Just need to get some money for the guy.
All right.
It might be easier if we all just stay here, yeah, and then you come back.
Oh.
We all go together to the.
All right, that works. And
He's
I'll
going somewhere.
head up to the room, and I'm just gonna check on, since I haven't yet, check on that box with the flour. Real carefully open it, just make sure.
Right, so as you open it, your senses are assaulted by this very about that similar sort of sweet smelling yet rot smelling aroma that you felt last night. The flour seems to be in decent condition. However, as anyone does know, a flower cannot survive very long without water.
Mhm.
So you're definitely start to consider you need to start taking you know that your benefactor is sending someone to pick this up.
Mhm.
And at this point is actually just waiting on word from you, which I assume you would have probably sent
Yeah.
in the early morning. But you aren't exactly sure on the time period. You know that they were already en route.
Okay.
But that could be anywhere, probably over the next couple of days before they get here. So you're definitely gonna have to find a way to keep this alive until then.
All right. And it's just probably gonna take some. So with the, can I make a nature check to see what it would take to,
Absolutely.
insure beyond
Yeah.
water to? Okay.
Go for it.
13.
13. So you know that there are some shops that do sell this sort of stabilizing agent for water.
Okay.
That has a lot of natural properties to it that help to promote growth. So you get the sense that if you can get your hands on some of that, that'd probably give you what you need.
Okay. All right. Then it's off to the apothecary.
All right, as you and Malik make your way out, you two have the floor if you'd like to do some roleplay.
Hey, what's up with that limp? You went out for a piss, I thought, and you never came back.
Oh, this is from yesterday. You should have come down to the crater with us. It was a tour. It was was interesting down there. It was where some big demon guy, I guess, tried to plummet to Earth or something.
You're
I think
saying you're saying you went down there and that happened to you, but didn't happen to those others?
well, I went right down into the weeds down there. They kind of stayed on the path. I mean, I don't know for
calling
sure.
bullshit on ya.
If Badger, if you're actually actively trying to hide this, make a
am.
deception. Malik, make an insight check.
That's an 8.
8. Malik.
I'm
Yep.
so nervous. Oh, 6 plus. What's my insight? Oh, it's a 7. Fuck. All right, I'm sorry.
So Malik he's the best you can glean. There was definitely just some bad luck with what happened with Badger.
Definitely critter involved. Definitely bad luck.
Yeah.
Not all of my luck is good, it seems.
Yeah, you burned all your good luck in the fucking game.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I got one left for today, but
all right. So as you guys make your way to the apothecary, same sort of styling on the outside. However, you do notice that as opposed to some of the more standardized look to the buildings, this one actually has banners in front of it. For what you can see to be, it is a gold trimmed blue banner with what appears to be several stars that kind of speckle through an open sky. And as you make your way in, you see what looks to be a woman about mid-40s. You can see that she already kind of has the signs of aging, some bags under her eyes, wrinkles across the face. Her hair is tied back and covered with a hood. She is wearing what appears to be what you tend to see standard apothecary-esque wear. Long sleeves, gloves. She has an apron on that is tied back. Everything about her is very cleanly sanitized, very clean and sanitized. And around her neck, you can see that same sort of symbol on a necklace around her neck. As you enter, you see as she looks up, one of the eyes is actually seems to have been cataraxed over, as it just is very, it is very glossy or very glass-like. The other one completely clear, and it is a deep blue. As she smiles as you enter. The shop that you enter, it's fairly small. You can see that there's very clearly things that are laid out for medicinal purposes. She has different ointments and salves, as well as small vials of liquids that are carefully arranged on shelves and behind glass. You can see that she does have what appears to be a medical area that has a privacy screen and a bed. And as you enter, she'll sort of warmly greet you and say, "Well, hello, dears.
Morning.
Good morning. What can I do for you?"
Well, so I got into some weeds yesterday, and I'll kind of pull up my pant leg. I'm told you
dear.
might be able to do something about
Oh,
this.
you poor thing. Yes, come over here. And she'll very, very, like grandmotherly almost, will take you over and set you down on the bed. All right. And she'll kind of, do you want some privacy, or shall he? Do you mind if he's here?
Maybe a bit of privacy. It's a
you
little
could just-
embarrassing.
if
I'll
you-
be with you shortly, Mal.
She'll go ahead and sort of draw the curtain.
If she's drawing the curtain, I'm gonna look around to feel for stuff. So
Sure, make a sure. What exactly are you going for?
I don't know. I haven't looked around,
Right. Make
but
a
I looked
perception.
around. Let me look around right now, and I.
Yeah, make a perception check.
Oh, 14 plus 4, 18.
18. I mean, there's a ton of stuff in here. Make a medicine check to see if you know what any of it does.
Ah, son of a bitch. Does 7 minus 7 plus 1. 7 plus 1. 8. There we go.
There's a lot of stuff in here. You notice that there are some tubs that contain some sort of salve. There are vials that contain different kinds of liquid of different colors.
Does anything look like a complete potion?
Because of an 8, no.
Fuck me. All right.
There's some herbs that are just drying out, seemingly intentionally, in different jars. There are some medical implements that are neatly put away into cases.
Is there? Fuck. Just that roll is so bad. I'm just gonna be like, whatever. It's too much. It's not worth it.
All right. Yeah, with an 8, unfortunately, you're not quite sure what in here is valuable.
It's okay.
So she will ask you to remove your trousers so she can get a better look at how bad the rash is.
Yep.
And as she gives you close examination, say, "Oh dear. Well, I mean, it certainly seems like it's been managed. I don't see the rash spreading too bad. Let me see what I've got." And she'll actually kind of redraw the curtain just a little bit as she makes her way back out and to one of the shelves. Starts kind of she unlocks one of them, pulls it open, and pulls out what appears to be from what you can both see. There's a vial about this big that has this bluish green liquid in it. She'll close it, relock it, come back in, and just say, "All right, this should help. How are you with needles?"
Well, I suppose as long as I'm not looking at it while it goes in, it won't be an issue.
All right.
Can't
She'll-
say I've ever been actually stuck with one, but
She'll
how bad can it be?
Yeah, she'll take a needle, and she'll sort of stick it through the top of the vial, and you can see it. She pulls it, goes into it loads the chamber full of this liquid. She pulls it out. All right. She'll like bring you a small chair to prop your legs up on.
Mhm.
She's like, "All right. So 1, 2, 3," and you'll feel the needle go into your skin. Like again, it's managed, but it's still bad sunburn, so it hurts.
Yeah.
And as you feel her inject the liquid into your leg, there is this immediate cooling sensation that seems to spread across the area. And as she goes, she pulls it out and sticks it into the other area, to the next, your other leg, injects it, and once again that cooling sensation sort of takes over. And she'll pull the needle out, and she'll say, "All right, well, that should take care of you. Be about 4 hours, and the rash should sort itself."
Oh, it's starting to feel better already. Oh, thank you very much. What do I owe you?
For the vial and the injection, it would be 12 gold.
12? Right. Thank you. Is it just the one injection then, or
Just the
was
one.
this?
Yeah. It's not bad enough that you're going to need another one. Thankfully, I've seen people come in here with much worse.
Right. Well, thank you very much. I'll
Of course,
pay her.
dear. Yep. All right, she'll take the 12 gold. Is there anything else you need me to take a look at while you're here?
Does this seem? She's an apothecary. Does this seem like the place that would sell that sort of stabilizing?
You
Or
could
would I need to go
You
to-
could ask.
Okay.
She may have some, but it's hard to. But this isn't really a shop
Okay.
that would specialize it in. She is an apothecary.
Yeah, I'll probably go to like an actual herbalism shop or something like that.
Okay.
Try to get that.
Well, you know,
I
you can.
think
You could. You know for sure you could pick it up at a general shop.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll head there then.
All right. All right. As you leave, she'll smile and bid you both good day.
Right. Good day.
And you see as you begin to leave, you see she walks over to a small bowl, a small pot, which you can see is full of water. And with kind of a flick of her wrist, the pot will start to begin boiling.
Mm.
And she starts placing the needle inside and begins cleaning it.
And then while I'm out, I'll say, hey Malik, I do need to get a few things at the general store. It'll be a quick stop, and I think it's kind of around this area.
Oh.
And I can't remember what the name of that shop was.
Galler and Holtz.
Galler and Holtz. Yeah, let's head there.
Alrighty. So, making your way inside, it's still fairly early morning, so it's not too busy. As you are in, you kind of glance around and you see what looks like a gnomish gentleman, in very plain attire, who greets you as you come in. Comes over to you and says, "Hi there, pleasure.
Morning.
Good morning. You looking for anything specific?"
Well, I was looking for something for keeping the flour fresh.
Gotcha. Right over here, and he'll lead you over to where you can see they do have a small gardening area. It's very very loose, with some gardening supplies that are put into different barrels, and some that are hanging on the wall. As he goes over, you see that there are small packets about this big around. Takes one out and he goes, "Yeah, so this is what you're going to be looking for. How big is the project that you're working on?"
As just one plant,
Then this should do you just fine.
Wonderful.
You're probably gonna need another one in about a week. Change the water, make sure that just make sure it stays healthy. I'm not much of a gardener myself, but we have a lot of those naturalists that come in here that come to pick up supplies.
Will this stuff keep for a week? If I picked up the second one today, would it?
Oh yeah. The stuff keeps for months.
Ah, wonderful. How much is it?
For these, each packet's 2 silver apiece.
All right, yeah, I'll take the 2, and if I can find if they have like a flat-bottomed file or something that would work as a vase that's roughly the right size for this thing.
Yeah. I'd say you'd be able to find one. I'd say charge you gold for it.
Okay. All right, I'll do that.
All right. So just to give him a bit more of a description, the gnomish gentleman, brownish black hair, sort of matted in areas, has a very nice goatee. Nose is a little smaller than it is on most gnomes, with these very very nice hazel brown eyes. Stature is a little bit taller than most gnomes. He's about 3'1", 3'2". And the attire is just very simple: brown pants with a white undershirt, no apron on, with a set of brown shoes.
Okay.
And I said, "Well, if you ever need anything, name's Gresh."
Gresh?
Yep.
That's Badger.
Gresh Holtz.
Nice to meet you.
Gresh Holtz, and my partner, Ventry. If I'm not in, he'll be in.
Right. Pleasure.
All right. Well, if you ever need anything else, please feel free to come back.
Right. I'm sure I will. I'll be in town for a little while. You'll be seeing me again.
Have a good morning.
Morning.
All right.
With that, I'm ready to head back.
All right. So unless Malik has something he wants to do.
No, I'm okay.
All right.
You don't need anything while we's out and about?
No, I was looking at my inventory, this entire time. I was like, do I need anything? Like,
Oh, gotcha.
Should I get anything?
All right.
Yeah.
So
and I'm like,
should
I try to sell something? And I'm like, no.
So about 30 minutes later, as you guys are basically just chatting amongst yourselves, having finished breakfast. Squeeps, did you eat all the croissants?
Yeah.
Croissants.
Took me
Alright.
that entire half hour just be like.
All right. So you guys will see Badger and Malik return. Badger seems to have a much more relaxed step.
Nah.
Did they have a cream or something that would help?
It was kind of weird. It's just like it's like a glass bottle at the edge of a long pointy bit of metal like a needle, and she stuck it in me, and they pushed this little thing, and all the fluid in the bottle goes through the metal stick and into my leg. World building. Have I seen a syringe before? Do I know what they are?
Syringes you've definitely seen before. They are semi-newer, at least in terms of construction.
Okay.
They've definitely evolved a lot more to be what we would basically what us in the modern in the real world would equate to a syringe.
Okay.
They've become more lean. They've become multi-use if you know how to clean them.
So if I say she had a syringe and she stuck me with
Yeah,
it,
then they know what it is.
yeah.
But
okay.
again, that is also could just be Badger doesn't know what it is because he's never gone
Yeah.
to an apothecary
Never-
before and gotten stuck
never
with a
had
syringe.
one.
So, yeah, it's not very commonly used. The world's still very much in like salves and ointments sort of stage. Injections are a little more commonplace, but definitely aren't the common practice. But yeah, this is It's up
So-
to you whether Badger had even seen one or not. For those, if it's
no.
a loose description, I'd say Malik as well. So Lem, Belmondo, and Malik, you could make a check. Void, you can as well. Squeeps.
I mean, Malik saw it.
History or otherwise?
Okay. Well, Malik technically didn't see it because it was behind a drawn curtain.
Well, I rolled a nat 20, so
All right, you know what a syringe is.
I fucking know what a fucking
Yeah.
syringe is. I
Yeah.
fucking poison people sometimes. Like, drip it into a little cup,
17.
rob them blind.
17, you know what a syringe is.
Okay, it's like history or something? Or?
Yeah, it'd be history.
Just straight
Okay.
nat intelligence. I'm
Yeah.
just super smart.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, I
uh,
know what a syringe is.
12, yeah, Lem, you notice syringes. You've
yeah,
dealt with
can
many an
I
apothecary.
also go to the smithy
the
while
best.
they were like doing their thing?
Yeah, sure.
So
Well, okay,
Real
so I'm
for
just
your-
specifying
for your
this.
shield
You
and
know you
stuff?
don't have your money yet, right?
Yeah,
Right.
I still have enough money for this.
Oh, okay, got it.
So
I'm
real quick
not doing
before I forget, I would like to go up to the room and set up the vase and the special water and get the flour in it and like
Okay.
out of sight, kind of.
Make a
hidden.
stealth check.
22.
22. Okay. You think you
Kinda.
fairly have it out of sight.
Okay.
But you get it in. There's no immediate effects.
Because I'm assuming I can't just like, it would not be good to leave the flour in the box and just put stabilized water in it.
Yeah, probably not a good idea.
Yeah. So we'll
All right.
Put it in the vase out
for
of
sake
sight.
of brevity, you're just gonna pay him to do the expedite.
Yep,
Okay.
pretty much.
All right. So pay for the expedite and anything else anyone wants to do.
I can't until we get the money.
All right.
It was 70 gold, right? Eric?
70 gold. Yes.
Okay.
Not
Getting
poor.
to the poor stage.
You said I did send the message that
Yeah,
I've got it
I would have
ready
said
for
in
the
the
meetup.
early
Yeah.
morning after you tranced, you would have sent
Yep.
the message. Or basically when you got back, you would have sent the message.
yeah
Probably
yeah.
through gritted teeth.
Job's done.
Job's done. Just the tavern keeper. Job's done. I'm almost certain I made that exact. Job's
Lazy
done.
peons. Job's done.
Job's done.
We work.
We work. All right. So as you guys kind of regroup again, I don't think it doesn't sound like there's anything else anyone wants to do. You guys will make your way back to the guard post, or this would be actually back to the prison because that's what it is. And as you make your way to the front, some of the guards will stop you, but as you kind of show them the letter you have, you'll be let in. And over to the office of Captain Relian. So you guys kind of give, as a courtesy knock is given and the door is open, you'll see him currently in the process of just kind of running through some paperwork as he looks up and smiles and says, "Ah, hello, welcome.
Morning.
Pythons, correct?
Right. Yeah. I
Alright.
suppose
Well,
that's
now,
us.
yeah.
Well,
Yep.
I presume you're here to claim your reward.
And it was mentioned about some work what needs doing in town.
Yes.
We was inquiring
definitely.
about that while I was here.
We got some. Anyway, give 1 second. He'll kind of go over to one of the cabinets, unlock it, and go to the very back of it, and you'll see he pulls out a pouch, hands it over to you all. Very very sizable, but it contains 2,000. But if you count it, it is 2,000 gold.
Wow.
And as he sits back down, you guys can divvy that as you're talking to him, and he says,
Counting it into piles as he's talking.
"I mean, that's fine, yeah."
No, just laughing.
Yeah.
Just the imagery.
All right, so yeah, we've got a couple of them. Do you guys How would you like me to go about this? Do you want the one that pays the most first, or that's the safest first?
Well, let's hear about them both while we're here, but you can start with the highest coin one.
Right. So, the highest coin one. There have been reports in the swamplands to the west of Velidae, and close enough that it is a concern, that there are two creatures that are roaming that area. They apparently go by the names of Skullcrush and Goretrail. From what we understand, it is a gnoll, and with him is this demon hound, is how it's been described. Wolf-like in appearance, but with a scorpion's tail.
Which one's the gnoll? Is that Skullcrush?
Yes, the gnoll is Skullcrush. The wolf-like demon entity is Goretrail. Actually, the High House of Dirasa has put a bounty on the creature's head of 7,000 gold pieces. If you can bring proof that you've killed them.
How many have tried before this?
8 parties before you,
So
including some of our own guard.
only the two of them? There could be. Does he have like a band?
From what
of,
we've
like...
understood from reports, they don't tend to keep other company besides each other, and as a matter of fact, they've been spotted killing other gnolls. They don't seem to have any set allegiance except to themselves.
Right. So if we come across him, is it safe to say really the only gnoll that we come across is probably him? Or how else will
You'd
we...
know him. He has,
Right.
from reports, black fur with sort of red, almost blood streaks that come from his eyes. He has a flail that is adorned with skulls of presumably the entities that he's killed. And the creature itself has silvered fur with sort of these black spots around the body, yellow eyes that perpetually glow. The mouth glows as well, with that scorpion tail as I described before.
Eric.
Yeah?
That's just my persona.
OC,
All
do
right.
not steal.
All right, degenerate.
You're calling me a degenerate, really? You?
Sonichu, OC, do not steal. To that point, and, speaking of the guard, about 2 days ago, we had a patrol in the city go missing, and we haven't been able to find them. We've been making routine searches, but nothing's come up yet. If you can figure out their whereabouts, we're offering. The city is offering 2,200 gold for their return.
Is that like the next most dangerous one, or is that the safest one?
It seems to be the next one down. After that, I don't know if you're looking to leave immediately, but there is a caravan that is set to leave in about 2 days for Iocross. And they're asking for bodyguards to help them along the journey. And then the final one, which actually just came in this morning, he'll reach into a small file and pull it out. We've had a woman named Shrina who came in reporting her daughter missing. We've already had guards dispatched to begin searching for the child, but any sort of assistance can be very much welcome. She's offering what she has to offer is 500 gold for the child's return.
That caravan heading to Eye of Cross, how far away is that?
Iocross, I believe they wanted to make an expedient journey. As the caravan itself has made many journeys from here to Iocross and know the safe routes. So the travel itself would be, I believe they said it'd be 2.5 weeks, 2.5 to 3 weeks.
What's that one pay?
1,500 gold.
Right. Well, I think we need to discuss these amongst
Of course.
ourselves. But once we take up a job, is it you we should be contacting, or?
Yes, yes. Just come back to my office. I'll just basically have you sign sign a form just stating that you've undertaken the job, and that way we can just keep it in record that it has been dispatched to an outside to a third party.
Right.
Oh,
And you guys are free to leave, by the way. He's not going to keep you here. You can discuss it in the office,
Sure.
or you can walk
The
out.
shield will be finished in like 2 days as well, right, Eric? Or
Correct,
okay.
because you paid for the expediency.
sort of step outside and then discuss it, I guess.
Sure.
Yep.
There is a waiting area in here, so you can definitely step out and discuss.
I'm not sure. I like the idea of that caravan job. That's 500 gold a week. Gone 3 weeks, and they's leaving pretty soon. I'm almost thinking if we want that high paying job, I'd take precedence of that one over. You know, I want to get to them before someone else does.
One with the knoll
well-
or the
Yeah. I'm not saying that, we go for that one. I'm just saying being gone for 3 weeks out, 3 weeks back is kind of a long time away for if we're just gonna hit some of these other ones.
True, but who says we're coming back? We could always go some other place, you know?
Oh yeah, that's true.
Like, we don't need to come back here. This is more of a hub. That makes sense.
On the other hand, we've been noticed by a high house, and it's by their recommendation we're getting these job opportunities at all. Honestly, this seems like the sort of relationship you might want to cultivate. The reward for tough work done well is more tough work, but that's the sort that pays.
Lost child.
Lost Child seems like something that could be doable in a day or two at most, and probably would be that and the missing patrol seem like the ones that would have more of a time crunch on them.
Right.
Like the caravan is an ongoing thing. Okay. And the Knoll and Demon Wolf they're out there threatening people, and presumably they're gonna continue to do that for some time.
I'm thinking we try to find this kid and this patrol while we's hanging out in town for a little bit, and once we found them, we head out into the swamp, take out that knoll.
Yeah, and I have to imagine that they must be investigating the patrol as well. It seems like if we go after the child first, that's something that may not be as high a priority, and then after, if we come back and ask about the patrol, other people will at least have followed up some leads, and they'll know what wasn't going on.
Well,
That's
who's been
smart.
gone longer? The patrol or the patrol, right?
The patrol
they-
was gone for like a day, right?
So
And
the
then
patrol,
2
the
days,
patrol's been gone for a couple days. The child was just reported missing this morning.
Were they reported missing from the same areas?
You didn't inquire.
We'd
Oh,
have to
shit.
do a
I
bit.
thought they would just tell us the report of them.
No, it was a very
we'd have to
general.
ask
It was
around.
a very general, just explanation of what the job would entail.
Got it.
Well, I say we should take the job with the child. I don't think it'll take too long, and then we can decide between the next 3 jobs. Personally, I want to do the caravan one because I kind of want to travel around, not stay in one place for too long.
Alright. Apparently Void votes for Knoll.
I like the child and guard patrol in the city.
Yeah.
Okay.
Take care of those while we's here. Can't take more than a day or two, right? And we'll decide if we want to head out into the swamp or towards this What is Eye of Cross? Do I know this
Io Cross.
place? Oh, Io. Oh, okay. That's the city.
Yeah,
Yep.
Io Cross.
Eye of. Okay.
Not Eye of Cross. Io Cross. This is the city that has very heavily laid its roots into necromancy. This is the one where the undead walk the streets freely.
Necromancy City.
As a matter of fact, you can even look at if you look at the map, Chris actually colored in some skulls and zombies and tombstones on it to illustrate that it is a city that is more necromantic in nature.
That's cute.
I mean, that'd be cool.
All right, so it seems like the group's consensus, or at least the majority of the group, is for the patrol and child hunting.
Right. Yeah.
Alrighty.
Yeah. Heading to Iocross would take us across the desert. Looks like that is a swath of desert, right?
That is a swath of deadlands.
Deadlands. Okay.
Yeah. So the outer area of Velidae, as it is basically a land that has been touched by just the detriment, has been very heavily touched by what it was in the past and the conflicts that happened. It is a permanently dead land.
Okay.
So I guess dead shrubs, dead trees. So I guess you could roughly call it a desert in a sense. It's not vast by any means. And
Like a
it only
tundra.
takes a couple.
It's-
like a tundra.
It's not. The issue is not that it doesn't rain there. The issue is that nothing lives there. And
Exactly.
There's a difference.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's more of a exactly more of a tundra.
Blighted land.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
All right, so you guys can very easily just turn back into the captain's office.
Mhm.
As you kind of give a knock, you'll hear him say, "Come in." As you guys walk back in, I'd say you guys probably be debating about 10-15 minutes.
We'd like to take 2 jobs to start with. We're going to look for that missing child and looking for that missing patrol while we's at it.
He'll go ahead and take out some forms and begin. All right. He finishes writing. All right. If I could just get signatures at the bottom, please.
Right. Yep.
To say you've taken this job as a friend of the city, and you will be compensated should the mission be successful.
And I'll
So you guys will
make my mark.
You guys will sign across the bottom. He'll take the forms and put them away into a cabinet. I'm saying, all right. Well,
So there's a bit of information before we get started. If you've got any.
yeah, of course. He'll sit down. So when it comes to I'll start with the child since that one's the one we have the least amount of information on. From what the mother said, apparently the child had been missing from her bed this morning. Her window was open. She suspects, and I presume very rightfully so, a kidnapping. She attempted to try to find any markings or anything on the outsides to try to figure out where they may have gone. And she discovered very heavy boot prints just outside the child's window. She unfortunately after that she couldn't quite pick up any sort of trail. And then immediately told the nearest guard.
Can you can you put us in contact with her?
Of course, I
Tell us where we
absolutely
can meet her?
can. Well, what you're going to do is her house is to the northwest of the housing area, and he'll actually take out a map and sort of show you how to get there. And as for the patrol, so to give more information, it was a late night patrol that was just on standard surveillance. They were patrolling the eastern half of the eastern side of the city, more specifically the southeastern side. However, they never reported back into their station, and immediately an investigation was launched to try to find their whereabouts. Best anyone could find was loose bits of plating, so we assume some sort of attack or mugging. But other than that, there was no sign of them.
How many was in this patrol?
There
That's
were
the
4.
same exact question.
all of them
And-
city guards?
All of them were, yes, just standard guards. If two of them were human, one male named, and he actually goes through his ledger. William. A female, her name was Anya. You had a half orc male, Torava, and then a younger half elven male. His name was, and he actually kind of double takes this. Odd name. Shwalva.
Was they all like new recruits or more experienced?
The younger half elf was a new recruit. It seemed, according to his documentation, the rest were seasoned. I believe this was his 4th rotation.
Do the patrols take set routes?
Yes, they do, and he'll actually give you a map that shows. He'll actually lay out their route for you, which covers about. In time-wise, the route takes about 20-25 minutes to complete. But he also goes on to explain that it's not just one patrol that does this route. It's typically 2 or 3, so that way the rotations are at most at places unwatched for maybe about 5-6 minutes at the most.
And the other patrols that have been in the area, they have not been harmed by anything.
No, although upon realization of the missing guard, the guard was much more heavily placed in that area. So, whatever did this is definitely, I would assume, deterred by the number.
Okay, and I'll ask him to show on the route that he gives.
Mm-hmm.
Where were the what points were they between, to the best of your own knowledge?
He circles 2 points that take you closer to the outer reaches of the city. Basically, close to the edge of leaving the city. And here he'll circle a building a little bit more inward, but not too far, maybe about 6 or 7 blocks off, is where the plates were found.
Okay, so about a block away is where the plates were.
6 or 7 blocks away.
Oh, 6 or 7.
Yeah.
Okay.
There was some decent distance.
And by plates, do they mean armor plates that have insignia
plates
of the city?
Yeah. That's exactly what he means. Is guard attire, the same sort of that you've seen the guard in.
Right. Did any of these folk carry something specific with them, like for good luck or anything like that?
Nothing.
I know the uniform's fairly standardized, but
nothing I would know, and honestly, we don't pry too deeply if they want to carry charms with them. It's their personal belongings. If it's lost on the job, then we don't hold any responsibility for it.
Right. And for the plates that you found, were there plates enough for 4 people?
The ones that we found seem to be enough for two rough sets. What I mean by that is it's 2 incomplete sets of armor, and the bits that we found don't match up to create one full set. There's duplicates. There's duplicate shapings.
Right. Do the sizes, at least from what you found, do they match the patrol?
Yes.
And were they found roughly together?
Some were, some weren't. He'll actually pull out the ledger and say, there were, from what was gathered, there was clear signs of some sort of scuffle that happened. However, the tracks that we were able to locate were only those that were the standard issue that were standard issue to the uniform of the guard. There was no sign of any sort of other footprints.
Right, not like any obvious like horse having escaped and panicked or anything like that.
Exactly.
The the distance 6 or 7 blocks away. If he has a detailed map, I'm just gonna look. Are there basically fairly direct routes? Like
Yeah.
like does it look like there are roads that would lead fairly directly to and from?
Yeah, it's a very The city is very well laid out, and it seems like you could just walk around. And at this point, he'll say, um, "If you once you get there, there's others that are actively stationed and investigating that can give you more information. I only know what's been reported to me."
Absolutely. Just getting a start. Yes. Anyone we should ask to speak to in particular,
I
or no?
would trust many of the men and women that are there. So as long as you see them actively within the area, they should have some information for you. We haven't
Excellent, thank
dispatched
you.
any new patrols to the area. Everyone there has run that route many times and knows the lay of it.
Absolutely.
All right. So you guys,
One last question, if I may.
Mhm.
Do you have a copper down signal?
I didn't
Do-
quite understand what that meant.
Man down.
Do you
Gotcha.
have the equivalent of a sharp whistle or anything else that people do if someone gets hurt?
He'll literally, as you say, whistle, goes into a desk and pulls out a whistle, a silver whistle.
Right.
hands it over to
Do
So this is just an alert whistle. If you run into any trouble, blow it. It is very loud, and any nearby patrols will come and assist you.
What's
Okay.
like the
If you're
D
specifically
stand for?
looking for, if he'll go over it. So if you're signaling for just immediate distress, it's just blow loudly. If you're trying to alert to people escaping, it's 3 loud whistles. And if you're just trying to get attention, it's just two whistles.
When the patrol went missing, was any of these signals heard in the area?
No. He shakes his head.
Right.
and that was what I was trying to go for.
And that's the concerning bit, is if something happened where they're trained to immediately call for backup if it's something they can't handle. Which means one of two things happened. They either thought it was something they could handle, or they didn't get the opportunity to blow their whistle.
Right.
Right. Did you personally work with any of these 4? Know them pretty well?
No, not really.
Alright.
As the captain here, I oversee a lot of the different patrols, and I do know who they are, as I've had to interact with them several times, but there was never a personal relationship with any of them.
Right. Anyone else? Questions for the captain before we head out? Right. Well, thank you for your time, sir, and we'll see if we can find him.
Maybe are there any similar cases that have happened in the last in a while back, or just this
Not
is his
for
freshest
a
thing?
long time.
All right, that's what I want to ask.
Right.
All right. Well, best of luck, and may the 5 preserve you all.
Good
And you
thing
as
Nay
well.
isn't here. She would have had an aneurysm.
So once we're out, kind of talking amongst yourselves, right? So 4 civic guard go out disappearing, even below a signal or nothing. Didn't find armor of all of them, just of a few. It's just a hunch, but what if this was like an inside job? We've got one guy what was fairly new. What if I'd like to hear if anyone's worked with these 4. Could be a plant or something like that, you know?
Like they could be like drugged beforehand, passed out and easy victims.
Or, some sort of a nefarious bad actor what infiltrated the guard and shivved them all as they was on patrol or something. I'm just wild conjecture here.
Well, for
Yeah.
now, we're gonna go ahead and call the session for today.
Okay.
Because it's 2:00, and I do still need to. Or it's roughly 2:00. I do need to still sleep.
Yeah,
we'll
get
pick
some
this
sleep.
up. We'll pick this up next week. Actually, will we pick this up next week? Next week is when
Luke and I
Dustin
are both out.
Yeah, you two
Right.
are both out. So I think next week we were talking about potentially doing Last Ark. Which David, I know you were saying you weren't interested in.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see what's up. I'll ask the group what they want to do, and we'll figure it out. So either next week we will continue on Sans, Badger, and Squeeps, or we'll be doing Last Ark. So until then, bye everyone.
That is
See ya.
everybody.